Hello and welcome back to our channel.
Today, we're going to share with you all the English tenses in this video.
Yes, all the English tenses. By the end of this video, you won't just understand all the tenses, but you'll also be able to use them in your daily conversation.
Yes, we're going to teach them in a simple, easy, and learner-friendly way.
Before we dive in, John, let me ask you a question. What exactly is a tense? Can you explain it to our viewers?
Of course, a tense shows the relationship between time and action. It tells us when an action happens. Is it happening in the past? Is it happening now? Or will it happen in the future? It helps us know the time frame of an action.
Wow, great explanation. So basically, we have three main tenses: past, present, and future, right?
Yeah, exactly.
John, can you tell us why tenses are so important for English learners?
Yes, of course. Tenses are extremely important for English learners because they help describe actions correctly and make learners more fluent and accurate in speaking. For example, if a learner doesn't know the right tense, they can describe actions in the present but might struggle to describe them in the past or future.
Wow, so it means we should get into this interesting topic quickly.
Yes, but before we do, one simple request for our learners. If our content helps you, please click that subscribe button, like, and share this video with your friends. It helps us a lot.
Just click that button, please. Now, let's get into the tenses. So, John, you just told us there are three main tenses: past, present, and future, right? But are these the only ones?
No, those are the main three, but each of these tenses is subdivided into four categories. For example, the past tense has four subtypes: past simple, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. The same is true for present and future.
Wow, that means we have 12 tenses in total.
Exactly. And to speak English fluently, we need to describe actions in 12 different ways. So we need 12 different kinds of sentences.
Wow, what a great explanation. I've never seen such a clear explanation throughout my entire English learning journey. You're an outstanding teacher, John.
Thank you so much, Emily.
John, you just said there are 12 tenses, 12 subtypes of each tense: past, present, and future. Why this further classification?
Don't worry, Emily. They are really easy and I'll make them a piece of cake for you.
How, John?
Well, the four subtypes of the past tense mean that actions happen in four different ways. For instance, past simple is used for actions that are completed at an unspecified time in the past. For example, he went to the office. Past continuous describes actions that were continuous in the past. For example, he was playing hockey. Past perfect shows an action that happens before another action in the past. For example, when we arrived at the park, he had already left. Past perfect continuous describes actions that started in the past and continued until an unspecified time in the past. For example, it had been raining. The same principle applies to present and future tenses.
Wow, you've made a piece of cake for me. From now on, I'll start using these in my conversation.
Thanks for your kind words, Emily.
John, I'm not sure how to make all of these tenses work. I don't know the structure and uses of all of them.
Don't worry, I'll make them all clear, how to form and use them.
I can't wait.
All right, Emily, let's start with the past tenses and understand. As I mentioned earlier, the past tense is divided into four subtypes. These are past simple, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. Let's dive into them one by one and understand their uses and structure.
Past simple uses and structure.
We use the past simple when we want to describe actions that happened and finished at a specific point in the past. For example, I visited the museum last weekend.
So, the past simple is for actions that are complete and happened at a specific time in the past, right?
Exactly. The structure for past simple is subject plus verb in past form. For regular verbs, we add ed to the verb, like walked, played. And for irregular verbs like go, eat, the past form is irregular. Went, ate. For example, I walked to the park. She ate dinner at 7 p.m.
So we use past simple for any completed action in the past, right?
Exactly. Now, moving on to actions that were happening at a specific time in the past. For example, I was reading a book at 7 p.m. yesterday.
Past continuous tense. So the action was ongoing at a certain point in the past?
Exactly. The structure for past continuous is subject plus was or were plus verb in ing form. For example, they were watching a movie when I arrived. She was cooking dinner at 6 o'clock.
So we use past continuous when the action was happening over time, like an interrupted action. For example, I was studying when the phone rang. Past perfect tense.
Next, we have past perfect. This tense is used to talk about an action that happened before another action in the past. It shows the order of events. For example, when I arrived at the party, they had already left.
So past perfect is used to show which action happened first in the past, right?
Exactly. The structure is subject plus had plus past participle. For example, she had finished her homework before she went out. We had already eaten by the time they arrived.
So it's for showing that one action happened before another in the past. Got it. Past perfect continuous tense.
Now for past perfect continuous. This one is used to talk about an action that started in the past and continued until another action in the past or until a specific point in time. For example, I had been studying for 2 hours when my friend called me.
So it's for actions that were happening over time before something else happened, right?
Exactly. The structure is subject plus had been plus verb in ing form. For example, she had been working all day before she took a break. We had been waiting for the bus when it started raining.
So it focuses on the duration of an action that was happening in the past, right?
Right. It tells us how long something was happening before something else took place.
Great. So we've learned the four types of past tenses. To summarize, past simple is for actions that finished at a specific time in the past. Past continuous is for actions that were in progress at a specific time in the past. Past perfect is for actions that happened before another past action. Past perfect continuous shows actions that were happening over time before another past event.
Exactly, Emily. Now let's move on to the present tenses.
The present tenses.
Present simple is used for actions that happen regularly, routinely, or for facts. For example, I work at a bank. Or for habits, I wake up at 7 a.m. every day.
So, present simple is for things that happen regularly or are always true, like routines and facts.
Exactly. The structure is subject plus base verb add s or es to he, she, it. For example, she plays tennis on Sundays. They live in New York.
So, it's all about what happens regularly or habitually in the present.
Present continuous is used for actions that are happening right now or temporary situations. For example, I am studying English right now.
So, we use present continuous for things that are happening at the moment or temporary situations.
Exactly. The structure is subject plus am, is, or are plus verb in ing form. For example, they are watching TV. I am writing an email.
So, it's for actions happening right now or temporary situations.
Now, present perfect is for actions that happened at an unspecified time before now and have an effect on the present. For example, I have finished my homework.
Ah, so present perfect is for actions that are finished but still affect the present, right?
Exactly. The structure is subject plus have or has plus past participle. For example, she has visited London. They have just eaten lunch.
So it's perfect for linking past actions with the present moment.
Present perfect continuous is used for actions that started in the past and are still continuing in the present or were just recently completed. For example, I have been studying for 2 hours.
So it's for actions that have been happening over a period of time in the present.
Yes, the structure is subject plus have been plus verb in ing form. For example, I have been reading for an hour. She has been working all day.
So it shows how long something has been happening in the present. Got it. So to summarize the present tenses, present simple is for regular actions or facts. Present continuous is for things happening right now or temporarily. Present perfect is for actions that happened before but affect the present. Present perfect continuous is for ongoing actions or actions that just finished.
Exactly. Now, let's move on to the future tenses.
The future tenses.
The future simple is used for actions that will happen in the future or for predictions. For example, I will go to the store tomorrow.
So, future simple is for things we decide to do in the future or predict will happen.
Exactly. The structure is subject plus will plus base verb. For example, I will eat dinner at 7. They will travel next summer.
So, it's perfect for spontaneous decisions or future predictions.
Future continuous. Future continuous is used to talk about actions that will be happening over time in the future. For example, I will be working at 5 p.m. tomorrow.
So, it's for actions that will be in progress at a specific future time?
Exactly. The structure is subject plus will be plus verb ing form. For example, I will be studying at 6 p.m. They will be traveling next week.
So, it's for things that will be in progress in the future.
Future perfect. Now, future perfect is used for actions that will be completed before a certain time in the future. For example, by 6 p.m., I will have finished my homework.
So, future perfect is for actions that will be completed before a certain point in the future?
Exactly. The structure is subject plus will have plus past participle. For example, she will have finished the book by tomorrow. They will have left by the time we arrive.
So, it's for actions that will be completed before a certain point in the future.
Future perfect continuous. Finally, future perfect continuous describes an action that will have been happening over a period of time by a certain future point. For example, by 5 p.m., I will have been working for 8 hours.
So, it shows that something will have been happening for a duration by a specific future time.
Exactly. The structure is subject plus will have been plus verb ing form. For example, she will have been studying for 2 hours by 6 p.m. They will have been traveling for a month by the time they return.
Great. So, to summarize the future tenses, future simple is for actions or predictions in the future. Future continuous is for actions that will be happening over time in the future. Future perfect is for actions that will be completed before a certain point in the future. Future perfect continuous shows how long an action will have been happening by a certain future point.
Exactly, Emily. Now, we've covered all the tenses from past to future. Remember, learning tenses can be challenging, but with practice, it becomes much easier.
Thank you so much, John. You made it super easy to understand. I'm sure our viewers will love this lesson.
Thanks for being such a great learner, Emily. And to all our viewers, keep practicing and using these tenses in your daily conversations.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video with your friends. We'll see you in the next one.